Today I will be covering some of the various rodent species which live in the Rocky Mountain area. I would hope that you know that rodents are mammals, aka class Mammalia, but some of your skulls are so thick that I have to clarify. Oh, do you need to know the order too? Take a wild guess, dipstick. It's rodentia, you know, like rodents? Yes, that's what I thought. Anyways, let's start this off with our first group of critters, the wood rats. This chicken soup is really good. Holy crap. Anyways, wood rats, also known as pack rats, are pretty mischievous creatures. They are known for their thieving natures, tending to steal shiny objects, twigs, fruit, and other small trinkets. Some wood rats use these trinkets as a form of currency, trading and swapping trinkets amongst themselves in a sort of primitive economy. This is the reason for their third name of trade rats. They also use these items to construct middens, which are a sort of wood rat stronghold against predators and other dangers. These middens are usually built in the rocky crevices or caves, but the underside of a tree or inside a bush works just as well. Middens can get pretty big, and they just keep growing over time. When rats urinate on these middens, the urine can crystallize into an amber-like material known as amberat. Amberat serves as a sort of concrete, reinforcing the midden, but it also has the ability to encase and store ancient bits of flora and fauna, much like its namesake amber. This, taken into consideration along with the long-lasting nature of middens, up to 50,000 years, makes middens a veritable time capsule, chock full of ancient biological knowledge. All wood rats fall under the genus Neotomo in the family Chrysetidae. They can get up to 8 inches long, with 4 inches or so for their tails. They look pretty standard for rats, but they have a furry rather than naked tail. They have big black eyes for seeing in the dark, and big ears that lose... It cools them off. It loses heat. They lose heat through their ears. I didn't type that very well. During the summer months. They reach their sexual maturity pretty quick, around 9 months for males and only 2 months for females. That being said, gestation only lasts for about 33 days, with a weaning period of 3 to 4 days. So wood rats' childhood is only around a month and a half long. Wood rats typically only live with their mother when they are kids, splitting off once they reach adulthood. Despite the large size of their middens, a midden is typically only occupied by one wood rat and her young. The young are pretty standard tiny guys, and their eyes don't open until a few weeks after their birth. So, you know, it's just the typical, like, tiny jelly bean, pink jelly bean, little looking guys. Eyes don't open until like a week and, you know, stuff like that. There are 21 different species of wood rat, but there are only 3 that I'll be focusing on today. The white-throated wood rat, Neotomo albigula, favors low canopy cover, high shrubs, and rock cover. They highly favor cacti as a building material, going out of their way to use it when constructing nests. They have gray fur on top, with lighter fur underneath, and a white splotch on their throat, hence the name. Their diets are pretty steady, just small plants and seeds, and the occasional bug or lizard. Neotomo Mexicana is the next species of wood rat. They have brown fur on top with white on the bottom, with multicolored tails. Mexicana is typically a more southern species, as implied by its name. They can communicate by thumping the ground with their hind legs or vibrating their tails. They also eat fungi. Finally, we have the bushy-tailed wood rat. They tend to live near cliffs, favoring rocky areas. They're the largest type of wood rat, as well as the most adapted to the cold. They are sexually dimorphic, the males slightly larger than the females. They follow the other wood rats when it comes to their coloration, buff, which is gray, on the top, and white near their paws. They don't go out much, staying pretty close to their middens. This is likely because their large size makes them attractive prey, so they need to stay close to shelter. They don't hibernate during the winter, and they are considered a herbivorous species, minus the occasional arthropod, according to some sources. Now we're on to normal rats. Next is the brown rat. The brown rat, the most ratty rat of the rats. One of the largest species in the Muridae family, Rattus norvegicus is the ancestor of some of the most famous rat species known today. They have very acute hearing, being receptive even to ultrasound, as well as enhanced olfactory senses, also known as the sniffer. It can smell well. They like to play fight, as well as actually fight, with the head rat of a group typically being the strongest. Both pet rats and lab rats were bred from the brown rat through selective breeding. They spread fast as well, with a gestation period of only 21 days. in litters growing up to 14 pups big. Their population can go from 2 to 15,000 in a year. Just 1 year. I'm probably going to put a video from the Ratatouille bit, because they talk about brown rats in a pretty cool way.
Sky. Rattus norwegicus, the brown rat, better known as the Norway rat. Hello, and
that's us, right?
Right. The Norway rat came from China, and according to mythology, brought the gift of rice to man.
Wait. The Norway rat came from China?
Yes. The rat even holds the place of honor as the first year of the Chinese zodiac, a symbol of good luck, wealth, intelligence, charm, charisma, ambition, adaptability, versatility. Shall I go on?
You're not making any sense. We came from China, but we're called Norway rats?
I'm getting to that. British naturalist John Birkenauer named us Norway rats, believing we had come to England on a Norwegian boat. The silly thing is, the brown rat didn't live in Norway at the time. More than likely, we came from Denmark. But the name just stuck.
Wait, now we're from...
Next is the northern bog lemming. I'm just going to read some stuff off for it. I didn't really have that much done for it, so... it's a small North American lemming. So it's in the order Rodentia, but then family is Chrysetidae. Its subfamily is Arvicolinae, and its genus is Synaptomus. And then the northern bog lemming is Synaptomus borealis. So that's the actual species. Little cylindrical bodies, rust-colored hairs. 13 centimeters long. I'm not really sure how long that is in inches. Just imagine 13 centimeters. Only 2 centimeter tail, so not quite as big as like the other rats. Yeah, they're in Alaska, Canada. Feed on grass, sedge, green vegetation, mosses, snails, and slugs. They have green poo. They have 2 or 3 litters of 4 to 6 young, and then they put them in a nest. And they don't hibernate. They burrow under the snow, but it doesn't say anything about hibernation, so I don't think they hibernate. Let me see if I can just find some stuff about lemmings. Oh, they're cute little guys, okay. Misconceptions. Oh yeah, they used to think that they fell out of the sky during stormy weather. That's pretty funny. That's not true. I don't think they come out of the sky anymore. I think that's been disproven. But that's a fun fact. Okay, so that was the northern bog lemming, and there's one more lemming, the Canadian lemming. Oh, that's a cute little guy. He's kind of gray. He's gray. He's not like the other one. But they have a reddish-brown back and rump, so sort of gray in the front, red in the back. And they eat the same stuff, sedge, moss, bark, all that sort of thing. Got to be aware of predators. Can produce up to 3 litters a year, and they have a gestation period of 23 days. So that's the lemmings, and I'm not going to do the muskrat, because I don't have to. That's all of them, guys. Whoa, bye!